Hello friends, this is DragoNate and I hope you've had a wonderful week. I am feeling much better than before. My voice is still a little bit weird and trying to go any higher than I'm speaking right now. Well, maybe not. It's trying to go high at all just leaves me with air coming out and no actual sound, and laughing is the same way, so I can't really laugh right now. So it's a weird thing, but I'm definitely getting better. Anyway, I hope I hope you're all ready for Christmas. I hope you're all having a great time so far. If Christmas has already started for you, then I hope you have had a wonderful Christmas. So last week's question came from RT Hunter, who asks, what do you like about Christmas? So I'll be reading your answers in this video, but first, your question for this week comes from Wise Wizard, who says, a question for everyone: what's the most sacred moment in your life that gave you insight and purpose? So leave your answers to that question down in the comments below and I will read them next week. Also, you have a bonus question that comes from Bolobi, who asks, what did you get from Christmas? So again, leave your answers in the comments below and we'll see what everyone got for Christmas this year. Now, of course, for that one, you might have to wait a day or two before you actually come back and answer that, unless you get your Christmas presents earlier. Also, I apologize that this video is going up a bit late. Today I ended up sleeping in. I don't really get too much chance to do that kind of thing, so I'm happy I got to today. But without further ado, let's get into reading your answers. The first one here comes from Mitsu, who says, once again, forgot to answer when I watched the video, but what do I like about Christmas? Spending time with family and friends is a top thing. I also love the tradition of going to church every Christmas, and this year will be my first time in the Christmas Nights church, so I hope you really enjoy that. And I agree with you that spending time with friends and family, especially at Christmas or the holidays, is one of the best things. I love doing that. We usually go to my aunt's for Christmas dinner, with my aunt and my cousins, and we also play some games, maybe on the Wii, maybe some board games, something like that. And we just have a great time talking with each other, and it's always really awesome. Little Kiddo was answering last week's question, or the week before's question about what's the best gift you've given and what made it special. And Little Kiddo says a refrigerator, silly as it sounds. It was a small one. Frank kept getting his food stolen by roommates in a house he rents, which is never the fun thing at all. You don't hear about that kind of thing. You hear about your lunch getting stolen at work or school maybe, but in your own house that you're renting with roommates, that's ridiculous. So I bought him a small fridge he keeps in his locked room, and now he won't starve. Hope you're feeling better, Nate. Waves and hugs. Well, hugs back to you, and thank you. I'm definitely feeling much better. Just need to still wait until everything leaves my chest and all that. Skellington forgot to answer the previous question, but no worries about that. That's all right. But I usually put so much thought into giving gifts so they all feel special. What do I like about Christmas? Many little things, but one is above them all. Peace. After all that hassle to make Christmas feel like Christmas, it's amazing how certain peace and goodwill just lands on everything. How that certain peace and goodwill just lands on everything. And also Steam and GOG sales. Hooray for sales! Sales are one of the biggest things around the holidays, and yeah, they're definitely good, but not so much for your wallet. Milo really enjoys his time with his family, and the school exam week that he's in at the moment. Yeah, well, school exams, they're kind of an awesome time because you get a lot of free time off, or at least for me, that's how it works. And they're not so great because, the stress of the actual exams and stuff. But it's so great that you get a bit of time off. Xingcat says, poor sick Nate, but there's a kitty. Yes, Kitty is with me, and Kitty helps. His cuteness at least helps, although he's being a butt sometimes still, so he's not helping in that regard. But anyway, the thing I like about Christmas is giving gifts. I love giving presents more than a person should, really. Well, you know what? Christmas is the time for giving. Giving is what makes you feel much better rather than just getting. I don't even like getting things sometimes anymore because I feel bad. As weird as that sounds, I feel bad for someone giving me something, But I love giving something to someone, something special to someone, something meaningful, something to say thank you, or something like that. And we have Bob Merkley, who used to be on VidMe. Now, if for anyone who doesn't know, VidMe has actually shut down. That site they aren't a video sharing site anymore, and the site goes kind of nowhere. But they are working on something in the future. And in the new year, sometime in 2018, they'll be kind of revealing more of that project. So I'm kind of excited to see what VidMe has in store and what they're working on now. But either way, it's great that I'm still able to connect with people like Bob here on YouTube. And Bob says, I enjoy spending time with the family at Christmas. They are 400 kilometers away, so I don't get a lot of opportunities to see them. We don't do a lot of gifts anymore, but that's okay. The best gift is the time I have with the family. And that's exactly it. Time with family, in my opinion, is much more important than some material thing. So I hope you greatly enjoy the time you have with your family there. Wise Wizard's answer is short and sweet, quite literally, because Wise Wizard really enjoys Buckeyes. Buckeyes, the dessert. I don't think I've ever had them, but I looked them up and they look extremely delicious, and now you've made me want them. So I guess I'll have to figure out some place that I can get them from, or maybe find a recipe and make them. My mom likes getting me gifts, being with family and friends, and all the smells, sights, and sounds. You know, have you ever noticed at Christmas time seems to have that particular smell? You know, it's funny. I don't even know what the smell is. I mean, it has a lot of different smells, but there's one particular smell that always smells like Christmas. And it's so strange. I smell that throughout the year, and I'm like, it's not Christmas yet. Why am I smelling this? RT Hunter, don't you worry. It's not weird to answer your own question. Not in this particular sense, maybe. I think if you were talking to yourself and you were asking yourself questions and then answering yourself, I think that's where the weirdness would be. But in this sense, it's not weird at all, so no worries. Benny really likes the cookies, the smell of them everywhere. Everyone is happy and big. No, huge festivals everywhere. The decorations and, okay, I like everything, from a cookie to big sales. There's too much stuff at Christmas to just pick one thing. And I hope your illness is over soon. Well, thank you. I really appreciate it. It is definitely getting better. Still just need to rest a little bit with my voice and my throat and everything, because there's still all that stuff that's kind of stuck, you know, in your chest and everything, and coughing a bit to get rid of that. Kroko also likes the sales. Sales everywhere, but then you realize I just put the price higher to make a sale. Anyway, back to the topic. Probably snow, food. Maybe I should mention that families together, but we were together almost whole year, so it's not that special, I would say. Well, I think it's still special. I think it's more the time with the family, like what you do with the time that you're with the family. Because if you're together throughout the entire year, yeah, sure, that's great, that's awesome and everything. But if you don't spend much time together until a time like Christmas, then I think that makes it more special. But it depends, I guess. Bolobi really loves the gifts, of course, and also Steam sales for more gifts. Also love the Christmas decorations in different towns. It's always beautiful to see when there are lights everywhere. Oh, and I really hope you feel better soon. Again, thank you. I really like seeing the lights as well. Here where we are, there's sometimes some places in like parks and stuff where they just have lights everywhere in different, you know, shapes and stuff. They kind of animate the lights. I don't know how to explain it, but they have... You can just like go in and you can walk around and you see the Christmas lights and everything, right? And it's kind of cool. We haven't done that in so long though, and the only thing I always hated about it is that it's so darn cold walking around in all the snow. Well, not in the snow really, but like at night it gets colder and everything, so I don't really like doing it as much anymore. Now, what I really like about Christmas is definitely spending time with friends and family. Mainly family, because I don't do too much with friends, because most everyone is with their family instead. But it's great because I don't see a whole lot of my family anymore. I mean, my mom is always here with me, but my aunt and my cousins, I don't see them that often, so it's always nice to get to see them again. There also always tends to be a lot of different like Christmas events in certain games, and I kind of like that too, because I get obsessive over what the Christmas events give and everything. And now, because I didn't answer it last week, I really did want to make sure that I answered the question of what's the best gift you've given and what made it special. Well, the best gift I ever gave to someone, I think that I can think of right now, is I called it parkour in a bottle. That it sounds weird. It was more of a joke. But there was one friend of mine who he was supposed to be moving away, although he didn't. It's a bit of a long story. He has moved away now, but at the time he'd been saying that he's going to be moving away, like out of my city, so I won't get to see him anymore, right? So of course it was upsetting, and what I did is I took this little glass bottle with a cork in it, and I put a message in it, and I put parkour on the side of it just so I could call it parkour in a bottle. The message had absolutely nothing to do with it, but he was one of my friends that I met while training and everything, so I just thought it would be kind of a funny little joke there. But yeah, it was just a little message in the bottle there, in the piece of paper, And he thought it was really cool. He thought it was really funny. I think for his birthday the year prior, or maybe that same year, I gave him another message for his birthday, and he told me later that he actually framed it, which made me feel really good. And I thought that was super cool, because in my mind I'm like, oh, that's what I want him to do with it, right? I want it to be such a good letter that he wants to frame it. And I was actually surprised that he actually did. So that was really cool, and that really made me feel super good. Now, just as a heads up as well, in the new year there's going to be a few small different changes. I'll make another separate video talking specifically about that, but I just wanted you guys to know about that. Live streams are going to have to change slightly one particular day. Like I said, I'll get into more detail in another video. So anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all so much for your answers and your participation in this. Again, I really love this so much, and it's so cool to hear you guys' answers to all these questions. And I hope you all have a wonderful Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa, or if you don't celebrate anything, then just have happy holidays, and also a wonderful new year. Don't forget to leave your answers in the comments down below for this week's question, which again was, what's the most sacred moment in your life that gave you insight and purpose? That comes to us from Wise Wizard. So leave your answers in the comments below. We'll go over that next week. And I will see you all again very soon. Have a wonderful time, and God bless.